inside the building. I don't know if he found out the building was on fire or rushed over there, or he just was on his way to visit his mama anyway. Don't know. But his mama lived in that building on the 19th floor. His mom is sickly and she's bedridden, non-ambulatory. He explains, to the fire workers and the police, hey, you guys got to, let me up there because my mom she's sick. She can't move. She needs help. And whatever. And they're like, oh, the firemen, they'll get to her. And, the elevators are out right now. He's like, I don't care. I'll take the steps. He's like, no, we can't let you in there. That whole thing. So he was like, okay. And it was just earlier that day that he broke his hip too. Fractured
what?
His hip. Yeah.
Wow.
Earlier that same day.
Not
so
in an unrelated incident. Wow.
Yeah. And so he's on crutches and dropped the screen. He just went ahead, scaled the building with some wire cutters. Had some wire cutters on him because once he got to because they had this building had enclosed patios, they were screened in. He was gonna cut through the screen, and so I guess because I'm wondering what his plan was
to get her down,
to get her out.
Yeah,
but what I think his plan was to just keep her safe as long as she could until help arrived because she could be, he don't know where the fire is in relation to her, but he could, the whole entire building's not ablaze at the same time. So he could go and get her and move her to another floor, to another side of the building where the flame, if she's move her out of harm's way until they can come get her or put the fire out, whichever comes first. So I'm guessing that's what he was thinking because it wasn't no way he's going to strap mama to his back and climb back down. But he did have to climb back down once he got up there. He got up there, he found his mama. She was like, boy, what'd you do? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm like, they're taking care of me. And he's like, oh, okay. And he climbed back down.
Oh, hell no.
Yep. Climb back down. Philadelphia. Yep. Philadelphia
he didn't just stay up there.
No. Climb back down. I guess he didn't want to damage the screen or whatever.
Did he get arrested?
No, the police went and talked to him, and once he explained to him, what he was doing and his line of thinking and all that, they were like, okay, well, we understand, and they just kind of let him go.
Oh my God, common sense law,
right?
The law uses some common sense,
right?
Oh, thank goodness.
Why was it not possible for him to just stay with his mom till they got her down?
Like after he climbed up?
Yeah.
I guess he didn't want to destroy the screen. I don't know. Because I know he would have to destroy the screen in order to get in. And once he got up there and saw that she was okay or whatever, she told him go on, whatever, he went back down.
I'm good, boy.
So, I don't know.
I need some milk, though.
Yeah, I can imagine getting all the way up 19 stories and then being like, all right, I'm just going to go back down.
Yep, that's what happened.
The shimmy right on back down. But that's amazing. With a broken hip, building on fire. Wow. I
bet you fuck mom of the year. I bet you her kids that she don't pay the babysitter for, I bet they not going to climb the side of the building for her.
We busy getting ice cream.
Right. Ain't nobody climbing the side of the building for her.
We get some ice cream.
Okay, so we have here a list of the 10 most obese states in the country.
Wow.
And I'm going to start with 10 and work backwards to the number 1. Okay. So number 10 is South Carolina. Then we got Alaska.
Okay.
We got Kentucky. Arkansas. Louisiana. Alabama. Iowa. Oklahoma. Coming in number 2 is Mississippi. And number 1 as the most obese state in the country with 38.1% of the population of their state, West Virginia.
38% is
38%.
high.
That's a lot.
West Virginia.
Like almost half. That's a lot.
Whoa. All southern states except for one rural state that's not near anything.
Yeah, Alaska. And you can argue that they kind of need it because it's so damn cold there. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's nothing to do.
Yeah, they need that. They need that extra fat to live.
Right. Oklahoma's not technically a southern state. But,
no, it's not. Iowa is technically not either. It's Midwest.
I'm surprised by Iowa. I've been to Iowa. I'm just surprised that that's on the list that it's that high.
Yeah, I have family in Kentucky, so that worries
I have family in
me.
Kentucky too. I have to go visit my aunt soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go give them a call at least. Lay off that food, whatever y'all doing.
Do you think it's because it's so hot where they live? They just can't move that fast?
No, I think it's because of what they eat.
I think it's a combination of all of that.
I think it's also like money too. Like we're talking about the states.
Mm-hmm.
I think we would find a correlation between like low income
Poverty,
and these states, and bad food is cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Unhealthy food is cheap.
Definitely. And it's not like in a city where we go over here, we go over there, we go to West Hollywood, we go to the beach, we do this, we do that. In the South, I mean, you chill. You in your neighborhood. You don't really go that far. Your market is over here. This is a few miles away, and you probably stay within that little 10-mile radius, probably like your whole life.
And I have been over my auntie's house down south, and sometimes conversations start with what you cooking. Mm-hmm. I'll be over. I'm not lying.
Yeah, I think anybody who's known, I got a lot of friends, that's one of the first things out their mouths. What you cooking? What you making? It's like, if they know that you cook, you know what I mean? It's a
different type of eating. When I went to Kentucky, that was a whole different type of eating.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was good?
Some of the best food I ever had in my whole life.
Really?
But it was a whole different type of eating.
Yeah, They're not talking about no olive oil.
No. They talking like they bringing you 2 plates.
Wow.
Try this. Here's the rest.
And my granddaddy from Kentucky, when he would make his greens, he'd get his his ham hocks or his fat back, right? And they put that in the water and then put the greens in. And then when the greens was done cooking, he had the bacon grease on the back of the stove and he poured some of that bacon grease in it.
Yeah. I've heard of that. I heard of the bacon grease.
Yeah. I know my granny put back fat and hog mogs in her greens. Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. I usually use smoked turkey meat in my greens.
That's my mom uses now because she's like, we can do this better.
Yeah.
We could do this without the heart attacks.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
38% of the folk.
38%.
West Virginia not even that big. How ooh.
Apparently they are.
Man, the size of the state compared to the number of the size of the people. That's miraculous in itself.
They ain't got everywhere you go. It's just church pews because they can't fit in no regular size seats. You go to the restaurants, church pews.
Man.
All right, so now we're going to have a segment that we haven't had in a long time. It's been a really long time.
Sure has.
And it's called Back in the Day.
The Shiznit. The Shiznit. The Shiznit. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Okay, so back in the day, all that is a segment where we get together and we kind of reminisce about the old days, the old times when we were kids in our youth and our formidable years and things like that. So this week's Back in the Day question or topic is fads. Fads. What are some fads that you jumped on, or what are some fads that you avoided like the plague, whichever? You know, so it's just about fads. This was inspired by the whole the Face app and the Cucumber Challenge, and then all of the opinions about it one way or the other. I just like, hey, what are some fads that, that's one of the things that we haven't covered in Back in the Day. What are some fads, from back in our time that, well, okay, let's start with you, Pip. You always get to go first.
Okay, so back in the day, especially in the 80s, this is actually was a hard one for me because I'm not a trendy person.
Right.
But I used to be in my youth.
Okay.
I thought about it, I was like, yeah, when I was in high school, I tried to do what everybody else do because what you do in high school.
Yeah, to some extent.
Yeah, in the 80s, I couldn't get enough of the starch collars on my polos and stuff like that.
Turned
up the collar. I got my spray starch and I was ironing the collars and to make sure that they was nice and stiff.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't get enough of that.
I still do that sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah.
I love that look. I love that look, and I had other ones like I love the '90s. The '90s for me, fashion wise, was like the best that they in my lifetime. That's the best clothes for me ever. Like I love like overalls. Mm-hmm. I liked grunge. I like flannel and all that stuff like that. So I was those kinds of trends. All for it.
Yeah, it's your nature. You Midwest dude.
I guess you're right.
It's in your blood.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's a fashion trend that's comfortable.
Yeah,
and that's easy to get.
Yeah.
You can buy. Like you could go like it's farm stores in the Midwest. You can get a fleece and go. And I would go to Chicago and they're like, damn, you styling. And I'm like, I bought this at Farm and Fleet.
Right,
it cost $5.
Oh, that's funny.
So I love that. But I could never get into though like any of the fads or trends that was like collectible stuff. Like I couldn't get into Cabbage Patch Kids or Beanie Babies or nothing. I never.
Well, let's do this. Let's do the first round of the fads we got into.
Okay,
and then we'll go do a second lap of what we didn't get into.
Okay, that's fine. About into
Dijon, what about you? What were some fads that you were into when you were a youngster?
So when
you were a younger youngster.
Yeah, when I was a younger youngster, I was into like a lot of stuff. Like I really was into fashion, but not really into fashion. So I used to love like those light up tennis shoes that everybody used to have.
Sure.
But I was like, probably like a little bit older, and I still wanted those light up shoes. Like I was probably like, I think I was the one in my school that got other kids to come to school with light up shoes because I had those light up shoes. But mine was fresh. What else? The jellies. I don't know if you guys remember the jelly sandals that everybody used to wear. Oh my God, it was so much stuff. When crisscross was popular, I used to wear my pants backwards.
Sure.
Love
right.
That I was in on that.
I was too old for that.
Yeah, overalls.
Oh yeah, me too.
Love my overalls. Oh, my corduroys. Oh, your corduroy pants back in the day.
Corduroy. I forgot that used to be a thing.
Yeah, boy, wear corduroy.
All that stuff. What else? Shell toe Nikes back in the day. I used to beg, Adidas, beg my mom for those back in the day. Beg. Baby fat. I used to love me some baby fat.
So you was in a lot of trends then. You just like.
The puffy coats. You remember the puffy coat and the fur?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the shit back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I was never. Okay.
Well, trends. That's not just about clothes. It could be other things, you know, too.
I was into video games a lot, though.
Okay.
So I had the Nintendo 64, the Super Nintendo. Y'all remember Gigapets?
Mm-hmm.
I had a Gigapet.
Sure, yeah, I do.
I had a Gigapet. I had like 3 or 4 of those.
Wow.
And then also, Pip wasn't into this, but I had the collectible cards. The Power Ranger and the Disney ones. My grandma used to get those for me all the time. So I had books and books and books of collectible cards.
Okay. Cool. Well, I had a few trends. Let's see. It was a little hard for me to get on trends because I was raised in a religious family and that stuff was looked down upon as being worldly and sinful and all that kind of stuff. So I would try stuff, but it gets shut down real fast. Damn. One of the things I was doing, what was it? Remember when guys would grow the tail?
Oh yeah, I had a tail, rat tail.
Oh, yeah,
yep, rat tail. I had one of those that got shut down.
Damn.
But then the first thing I got, for some reason, it slipped under the radar. I don't know. I guess he kind of it was kind of hard to say that it was ungodly or something because it was pretty basic and simple. But I was into the fluorescents. Remember all the fluorescent clothing?
Colors?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wasn't really into the
cross
shirts and stuff like that. But no, this is before cross colors.
Okay.
This is way before cross colors. No, fluorescent but the accessories.
Mm-hmm.
So like the belt.
Oh yeah.
And the fat laces.
Yes.
Yes. So I would have like the white Pumas. I got white intentionally so that no matter what laces I put in, they wouldn't clash. I didn't like when the stripe didn't match the laces. So I could wear, since it was all white, I could wear I had hot pink, with a hot pink belt, and I wore with like a regular pastel pink shirt.
Coordinate.
Yeah. I had like the lime color, all the different colors with all the different laces, and it was a lot of work changing them laces every day.
Man,
Those fat laces.
Every day you change your fat laces?
Almost.
Wow.
Almost every day. Sure did.
Had a lot of time when you was a youngster.
mm-hmm.
Well, you know, it's what's 20 minutes a day. You know what I mean? You in 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? That's like ain't a big deal.
I wasn't waking up 20